team sports history. Michael Jordan has returned, and he's wearing number 45.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David, and I welcome you to your weekly dose of old school NBA basketball. Now, as most of you guys know, Michael Jordan is my favorite player of all time, and I cover him so many times. But obviously, Jordan also had some points in his career which weren't that great, especially for him. So today's episode, I want to cover 5 of the low points of Michael Jordan's basketball career. But before we start with that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoy the content, and watch the video till the end, because then we're going to talk about my movie project, The Last Comité, which we shot just a while ago. Alright, you guys, let's get down to it. Now, the first low point of Michael Jordan's career that I want to talk about was the first major injury of Michael Jordan's career. In 1985, he just came off this incredible rookie season. Everybody was hoping for Michael Jordan to take the Chicago Bulls to the next level, and what happened? He got hurt. And everybody who knows Michael Jordan, this was devastating for him, because he was not missing out a couple of games. It was almost the entire season. Let's take a look at what exactly happens.
We're playing Golden State. I go up for a lob, and when I landed flat-footed.
Like Michael came out limping a little bit. There's a little ginger on that ankle. He had hurt it a little earlier.
When they did the CAT scan, it was a clear break, and I was done.
Last year's Rookie of the Year, Michael Jordan, out with a broken left foot.
I was devastated because I never got hurt. I'm in the cast. I couldn't do anything. I was anxious.
Injury. An athlete's worst nightmare. Not even the NBA's most celebrated performer can escape its wrath. In only the 3rd game of his 2nd professional season, Michael would hobble to the bench in great pain. But no one could foresee that almost an entire season would be lost. Trying to adjust was not an easy task.
Mentally, it was very hard for me to deal with, because I wanted to get out and play. I was so used to playing whenever I wanted to play.
And the next low point of Michael Jordan's career is from the 1994-95 season in the NBA playoffs against the Orlando Magic. But let's take it back a little bit. When Michael Jordan had his first comeback in 1995, the NBA was going crazy. Fans were super excited. He was all over the news. Everybody was expecting Michael Jordan to take the Chicago Bulls to the NBA Finals again. But what people seem to have forgotten is that Michael Jordan is also a human being and needs time to get back into basketball shape. But because of the fact that Michael Jordan had some incredible games in the season, 55 points against the New York Knicks, people were kind of, blending out that Jordan needed time to get back into basketball shape. So what happens? The Chicago Bulls beat the Charlotte Hornets in the first round, and in the second round they were playing against the Orlando Magic, a team that had the potential to be a dynasty. I mean, I'm talking about Penny Hardaway, Shaquille O'Neal, Horace Grant, former Chicago Bull, Dennis Scott, and Nick Anderson. And the game was on the line. Jordan had the ball, and then this happened, which Jordan really, really hated, and it hurt so much. Let's take a look.
The Chicago Bulls turning it down the stretch. They've hit their last 4 shots, including this beautiful lead from Kukoc to Pippen.
Well, that just takes perfect timing and perfect execution. And with the game
190 to score, Chicago with the lead with 18 and 1/10 seconds to play.
And Jordan spinning his way against Anderson. Here comes Hardaway. For Jordan. The Magic by 1. 6 and 2/10 seconds to go.
The seconds I've ever seen.
And a timeout taken by Michael Jordan, played by Royal. Jordan, the Pippen. And a lovely Orlando ball.
Now, as we all know, the Orlando Magic kicked the Chicago Bulls out of the playoffs, and this was the reason why Jordan was so motivated in the offseason. While he was shooting the movie Space Jam, he had his whole basketball gym set up for him so that he could practice. And in hindsight, I'm very happy that that match happened and that Jordan lost that way, because if it wasn't for that loss, I'm pretty sure we never would have seen the second dynasty of the Chicago Bulls.
A year ago, Scottie Pippen was haunted by the migraine headache that occurred in the 7th game of last season's Eastern Conference Final. The Bulls lost to Detroit. They were walloped as Pippen went 1 for 10 from the field.
He said he had a migraine. I can't argue the point that he had a migraine. It was just one of those things that, is so unfortunate.
And the next low point of Michael Jordan's career is the 8-point game against the New Jersey Nets. Now, we all know that Michael Jordan is probably one of the greatest scorers of all time, if not the greatest scorer of all time. And we all know that Jordan had so many games in a row where he had at least 10 points. I mean, 10 points for Michael Jordan is super low. Even if he has 20 points for Michael Jordan's standard, that's also really low. And while he was playing for the Bulls, he never had a game below 10 points. But then when he had his second comeback and he was playing for the Washington Wizards, now obviously Jordan was not in his prime anymore, and he had more off games than, what he had with the Bulls. So what happened? There was that one game against the New Jersey Nets where he was devastated because he only had 8 points at the end of the game, and his coach, Doc Collins, took him out. But I want you to listen carefully. Doc Collins will tell you the story, how Michael Jordan felt, and what his response was to that.
And I'll tell you an interesting story about the greatness of Michael Jordan. When I was coaching in Washington, we played the Indiana Pacers, and we were down 25 at the end of the third quarter. And I took Michael out of the game, and I said, look, Michael, I know you think we can still win this game, but we got to play, in 2 nights. And if we make a little run, I'll put you back in the game. Well, we didn't. Well, I found out that after the game was over that he had 8 points in the game, and he broke a streak of like 860-something games. And he looked at me, and he said, do you think I can still play? And I said, absolutely. That's why I'm here, to be here to help you. He said, to be my coach, you have to believe in me and believe I can still play. We play the New Jersey Nets the next night. And Michael scores the first 3 times he has the ball. Byron Scott takes a timeout, and Michael comes over and says, I want the ball right there the rest of the game, and don't take me out till I tell you. And so that's fine by me. So with 2 minutes to go in the game, he gives me the sign like, that's enough. I take him out of the game. He walks over to the bench. I said, Michael, what happened tonight? He said, well, the guy who was guarding me told me his back was hurting. Don't ever tell me you got a problem. He said, I'll make you pay for that.
And the next low point of Michael Jordan's career that I want to talk about is Michael Jordan losing his cool against the Utah Jazz.
Up in a game to remember with the Utah Jazz. Tight one all the way.
Look, there's Jordan. They got him. He'll raise. He's alone. He misses. We'll go to overtime.
Through 1 overtime, then 2. 6, 5, 4. Jordan. 2 seconds. Jordan. No good.
We'll go to overtime, our 3rd overtime.
And again, Michael Jordan comes up short. And into a 3rd.
3rd midcourt. 3 seconds. Jeff challenges Michael Jordan. Foul Jordan. Foul Michael Jordan.
I lost it. I totally lost it.
Look at Jordan. Wait a minute, team. He's got it. He's out of here. Jordan's out of here. Let's throw him out of the game. Michael Jordan is gone.
I was in a rage. You should have saw me in the locker room. I kicked chairs in. I broke the blackboard. This is the first time that I've ever lost it in a competition.
Well, it seems Michael Jordan isn't perfect after all. The NBA's marquee name was suspended for tonight's game and fined $5,000 by the league.
All right, at the beginning of the video, I told you that I will give you 5 examples, 1 bonus here. Michael Jordan's retirement, obviously, that has to be probably his greatest low point. Why? Obviously, his father passed away in the most tragic way, and everybody who lost a family member can understand how devastating that must have been. And for a player like Michael Jordan to retire from the game with that heart pain,
My words is just to tell him that I'm here for him. I love him. And whatever he decides to do, I'm behind him 100%.
Hello, Kickstarters!
Now, as you can see, we got all of the stars together for the last kumite, and we have to run one more little Kickstarter for the post-production. We shot the movie already. It's looking awesome. We have Mathis Landwehr, we have Kurt McKinney, Cynthia Rothrock, Mohamed Kissi, Billy Blanks, and Matthias Hoos. Now, as you can see, we already shot the movie with all the legends involved, but now you'll probably be asking yourself, why are we running this Indiegogo campaign? Well, I will come to that later. But Jason, what is your favorite part of the movie so far?
Even with all the talent involved in the movie, I expected the fights to be good, but even beyond that, the fights look absolutely incredible, which to me is the most important thing with a movie like this, is having great fights, and man, are people going to be blown away.
I feel the same way. But in addition, I also gotta be honest, I love the music, which is partly great because obviously we have Stan Bush, the man behind the title song of the Transformers animated movie and Kickboxer and Bloodsport, and Paul Herzog, the man who was in charge of the score of Bloodsport and Kickboxer.
And his music sounds exactly like what you want. He recorded it with the same equipment. It sounds like it's straight out of the 80s. It is amazing.
100%. Now, as I mentioned before, now we're running this Indiegogo campaign. Why? Well, two reasons mainly. Number one, inflation happens, which is kind of not our fault, but yeah, what does it mean?
It's a great way to lose a big percentage of your budget without doing a single thing.
Yes, that kind of hurt us. Now, the second thing was with the first campaign that we ran for the movie, what I didn't know was that people can actually not pay, which also happens. Yeah, kind of hurt us as well. But on the other hand, it's also a great opportunity for you guys to get all the amazing perks and tiers that we have. From the Last Kumite t-shirts, being an executive producer in the movie, autograph packages with all the stars and posters, and so many great goodies, which is also a positive thing.
Yeah, a lot of people said they missed out on helping with the first campaign, so this is your chance to get some really great stuff in this one.
Yes. So what do we need your money for? Now, the one thing that you always have in mind is the second Stan Bush song.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the guys who heard the first title song of Stan Bush for this movie, it's amazing. And you heard the second one, which you guys hear in the background here. What do you think of that?
We definitely need it for the movie.
Yes.
Definitely need it.
We need to purchase it. So that is one reason why we need extra funding. The second thing is for the post-production, obviously, you have color grading so that the movie looks the way we want it to look. Old school coloring. Sound editing is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. To get the style you're going for, we got to get the color right and we got to get the sound right. And those things aren't cheap.
Yes. So this is where we need your help, guys. Please support us. Support the Last Kumite movie. As you saw in the beginning, we showed you some clips already. So we really did shoot the movie. But we need just that tiny extra support in order to realize the project to our liking, hopefully your liking. So please support us. Thank you so much. Let's make the Last Kumite a reality.
I said finish him!